So I've had a few people ask me about growing Tweedia, so I thought I would show you a couple of things that I've discovered. Now keep in mind, I have only grown Tweedia for 1 year, so I am by no means an expert, but I have been experimenting with it a lot the last couple of weeks, and I'm just finding it is such a demand color with designers that I really wanted to give it my best to try to figure it out this year. So here's my little patch. I don't have a ton of it this year, but I have cut a lot already just from this little, oh, I don't know, maybe 5 feet. And then I have a little mini patch somewhere else, and then there's some white towards the end. I bought the plugs from Farmer Bailey, and I think I received them March 1st, and I up-potted them just because I wasn't able to get them in the ground quite yet. And then I want to say I planted them out middle of April maybe. So I've been able to get quite long stems. The longer they're here, the stems are definitely continuing to grow. So even the ones that, maybe 2 weeks ago, they were flowering down here, and you can even kind of see some of the earlier little buds in there are starting to deteriorate a little bit, but it continues to grow taller as it continues to open and push new buds at the top. So that's one thing I really appreciated about it. It's not like, okay, they're all ready this week, you got to cut them and that's it. Like an example might be campanula. I find there's a very short window of harvest for those. So that's one thing I really have appreciated about it. They do branch and start to come again. So from what I've heard, and this again is early in the season for me, but I can see down in here where I have cut before, and there's new ones coming. So, and lots down here. So that's encouraging. So I think I should have blooms, hopefully throughout the next month, but I'll report back. So a couple things I've learned. Tweedia is definitely one of these kind of messy plants. It has a sap inside of it. So when you cut it, and I'm gonna cut one here in a second so you can see if I can do this with one hand. So let's cut it maybe down. So you can cut it quite deep. You just want to leave a few sets of leaves below so that it has, kind of signals the plant that it's still alive and it wants to keep coming back. So I'm just going to cut it right in here. And this one is a little bit shorter than some of them. It's kind of on the edge. So when you cut it, you're going to see this little white sap start to bead out. And so what I like to do is just give it 20 seconds, see how it's starting to come. And it's quite sticky. So I just have a paper towel handy, and I just kind of go like that and just kind of dot it off or wipe it with my hand. And then I remove some of the bottom leaves. And when you do that, it's easier with clippers, you're also gonna see sap coming out from there. So at first it might be a little bit like, what in the world's going on? But once you dab it once, it does come off. So I remove all these side little leaves up to about, halfway. And then I'll leave the rest. And that's how I process them for a designer. So I might, remove them all up until the first bud kind of set there. Now, personally, like if you're a designer, you may want to remove the leaves all the way up. So this is the difference of what it looks like with all the leaves off. I personally really like it like that. And I did this about 10 minutes ago, so the sap has stopped to run out. Okay, so another little thing that I've noticed is they seem to continue to push out blooms at the top. So here's an example of like the newest growth. And that newest growth will get really floppy. It doesn't really matter what you do, and it doesn't seem to really open. However, these are on the side that look like they're just about ready to burst, and you can pretty much see color. You can see a color difference in there. Those will continue to open. So here's I've left that. They're a little fatter, they're just a little more mature. So I just go in and I snip. You can see right there where I snipped that top little section off, and that keeps it from weighing down the Tweedia, and so it stands nice and tall when you're processing it. So the thing that I have learned is the trick is this product called Quick Dip. And as soon as you cut it, or if you're cutting in the field and you just put them in your bucket, once you get inside, give them another little snip, you know, kind of dap off that sap. And at that point, you've probably already removed the leaves, but if you haven't, remove all the leaves. Make sure that little top bud's cut off. And you don't have to remove all the leaves all the way up, like I'd said. You can just go like halfway. And then the designer or whoever's going to use them can make that decision if they want the foliage or not. Just kind of a personal preference. And then just give it a little quick dip. So literally it is what it says. And if you're not familiar with this product, you just put it in, you know, about a half an inch of this liquid, and you just let it hang there for, you know, 2 or 3 seconds. And then you just put it in a vase of cold water and store it in the fridge. So I find even if between when you've been at the field and you get inside, if they start to wilt, don't be discouraged. Like, they pop right back up. So once they have that quick dip, then within 3 or 4 hours, you will see them recover. Okay, and they do hold really, really well. I have some on my counter that has been there out of the refrigerator for 10 days now, and it still looks good. And those top buds have opened, and yeah, so I've been really impressed. I'm guessing it'll probably last 2 weeks if with the right care. And I haven't changed the water once in that little container that is sitting on my counter, my floral area. So anyway, here's a little closer look at the white. I am finding that they are a little bit taller than the blue, but I've been impressed with the length of the stems I could get. I mean, I'm guessing these, I don't know, they're pushing 14 to 16 inches tall. I meant to bring a ruler out here just to see. So like I said, as the season goes on, they are definitely getting taller, but even my first initial ones were at least a foot tall. So anyway, I hope that helps, and hope you give Tweedia a try.